It's being heavily theorized all over the internet that Ms. Marvel's bracelet and Shang-Chi's 10 rings are heavily linked, and I 100% believe that. This all started back when it was revealed that Ms. Marvel's powers were different from her comic book origins, when that official trailer dropped all those months ago and we saw that her powers were coming from a bracelet. Well, the show has gone further in depth to explain her powers, but the origin of the bracelet is still in question. And there are a couple of hints throughout the show, as well as some things in the comics that we're gonna take a look at in this video. Now, the full origin of Shang-Chi's 10 rings are also still unknown. All we know right now is that they were found by his father Wenwu, who used them over hundreds of years to gain power. All that we learn is that they fell from the sky and were found in either a crater or a tomb. It's discussed in that film's mid-credit scene that the rings are thousands of years old, and someone who was part of that conversation was Captain Marvel, who, thanks to a power spike from Ms. Marvel's bracelet during the Ms. Marvel post-credit scene, was teleported into Kamala's bedroom, and Kamala sent to presumably wherever Carol Danvers was before that. So there are some obvious indicators that link both the bracelet and the rings. First and foremost, they are magical pieces of jewelry that help to amplify or give the wearer powers. Secondly, they both have similar inscriptions around their edges, and thirdly, those inscriptions light up whenever their powers are activated, and they seem to light up this purpley blue colour, at least the rings did when they were used by Wenwu. But surely there has to be more to linking them than just the fact that they have similar inscriptions that glow purpley blue when activated, and there is. But you might want to buckle your seatbelts. In taking a look at some of the discussion online, I found the good old comic book readers talking about negabands. And so I took a look on the Marvel fandom wiki page. Negabands are described as millennia-old powerful relics of the Kree Empire, transforming mental energy into physical energy. The negabands are able to grant the wearer fabulous powers. Okay, sounds plausible so far. These bands were originally handed to the original Captain Mar-Vell by the Kree Supreme Intelligence. Getting interesting. In the third episode of Ms. Marvel, her great-grandmother Aisha and clandestine member Najma find the bracelet on a blue hand. The Kree are sometimes blue, therefore hinting at the bracelet being potentially of Kree origin. It's really heating up now. They also find it in a tomb with a massive 10 rings logo on the floor. Could it be the tomb I mentioned earlier where Wenwu found the rings and he put his big old logo on the tomb floor to remind him that it's now his tomb? We are practically boiling right now, right? Right? But it doesn't end there. The negabands in the comics were 2 bracelets, and so far we've only seen the one. The main presumption being that Captain Marvel found the second bracelet and accidentally activated it, the teleportation being something that the negabands can do in the comics. But where was Captain Marvel? Was she off exploring the origin of the 10 rings and came across the second bracelet in the place where they were all made? Where were they all made? Are they of Kree origin, or are they of a different origin? That rings were described to be thousands of years old, but there hasn't been anyone living on Earth for thousands of years. Except, you know, the Eternals. Yeah, that's right. I'm positing that the bracelet and the rings are Eternals tech. Now, not necessarily our merry band of Eternals themselves, but certainly in origin, and perhaps members of the Kree Empire or the Kree Supreme Intelligence itself got their hands on all this tech, but in origin, there could be some links. Now, the most obvious thing outside of them being thousands of years old is the inscriptions that are on both the bracelets and the rings. We see similar inscriptions on the Power Ranger suits of the Eternals that, you guessed it, light up and glow when they're using their powers, particularly during the emergence when they are all combined with the Unimind. Also, their ship, the Domo, has inscriptions very similar to all of this all over the walls. Seriously, go back, check it out. You'll see. Now, of course, this is all just mere speculation and probably mere coincidence that I've seen all this stuff, but considering many fans and publications are trying to find Phase 4's overarching story, how cool would it be if Shang-Chi, the Marvels, and the Eternals are all linked through this powerful and ancient tech? And not only that, but both Bruce Banner and the Abomination cameoed in Shang-Chi. Both are set to be in She-Hulk. She-Hulk had interactions in the comics with Eros, the brother of Thanos. Eros, the brother of Thanos, turned up in the Eternals mid-credit scene as played by Harry Styles. It is all coming together on this side of the cosmos. Maybe Potentially, hopefully. Look, I'm really just taking little strands and trying to tie them together here, and really at the end of the day, I'm happy to let whatever Kevin Feige has planned play out, but my gosh, is it fun to speculate and see these new and old characters coming together, potentially. Obviously they're not actually come together yet, but they might come together and it's going to be... I certainly believe that the bracelet or bracelets and rings are linked, and I definitely think that the Marvels will give us more into the origin of both of these ancient pieces of tech. But now I'm going to leave it over to you guys to let me know in the comment section down below, do you think the bracelet and the rings are linked? Do you think they are of Kree origin, Eternals origin, or some completely different origin altogether? And while we're there, let me know what you thought of Ms. Marvel as well. If you want to check out what I thought about the show in terms of representation, you can check this video right out here. And if you'd like some more MCU action from me, click that little playlist right there. Go on, I dare you. Make sure you subscribe, hitting that bell notification, and I'll see you next time. Hakuna MaChatter.